Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a long time. I'm very, very happy to be back. I've missed you guys all so much. A lot has happened in the months leading up to this live. And we'll get to all of it tonight. But first, just thank you all for being here. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with me and supporting me, even when I stepped away from YouTube and all of the creation stuff. I sincerely appreciate it. I think people get an idea that, like, for people who do this, and I say this because, like, I'm obviously a fan of people who do this too. And sometimes it's easy to get this idea that, like, you see people on a screen and you just think, like, oh, like, everything's great all the time, everything's good, like, just because you come on here and you put on that face, right? And real life affects everybody. So it definitely affected me, and it was a crazy run there for a little while. There was a lot of stuff that's happened, and I'll give you all the details. Gosh, I'm actually really blown away by the amount of people that are here tonight. So thank you all so much. Mike, by the way, the thumbnail for tonight's show was made by our very own Miss Hope. So please, everybody, give a round of applause for Hope, because it's a great thumbnail. It's a great thumbnail. It really is. Hope, Mike, Walter, thank you for being here, buddy. Mark D, what's up, man? How are you? Miss Lady Wolf, Becky, Nancy, Everyday Pyro, Larry, Kay, Joe, what's up, Joe? How you doing, buddy? Thank you. Francesca, my goodness, I haven't seen some of you guys in forever. This is great. So I'm just going to give you a brief rundown of like exactly kind of what happened that really pushed me away from all this. I don't know if you remember that trip to Freetown that we took, me and Mike Lucci. Hey, Travis, welcome, man. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you very much. Thank you, Pyro, for subscribing. I appreciate that. That trip, everything leading up to that trip, the universe is trying to tell us not to go. Everything for weeks leading up to that trip was telling us not to go. I mean, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. We went and pushed it, and we even said it out loud. We said, maybe we shouldn't go. But we pushed it because both of us were itching to get out and do something. And I hadn't done anything to real good night investigation in a while. And I was really itching to get back to Freetown because I just kept having this, like, something was pulling me there. Like, I just kept getting these, like, messages, kind of like these weird things that would happen that would keep pointing me in that direction. And we were like, well, screw it, let's just go. And so we went, and if we had listened to the universe was right. We shouldn't have gone. It was from the moment we got there, it was a disaster. We booked a hotel online. Mike booked a hotel online. When we got to the hotel, it was nothing like what it looked like online. It was sex trafficking. It was uh, drugs, and I mean like selling drugs right in the front of the door, in front of the manager who was obviously allowing this to happen. There were prostitutes. There were all kinds of shady, sketchy folks. The room was broken and dirty and gross, and so that was the very beginning. And then we find that we get another room last minute in another town. And anyway, long story short, when we finally went to Freetown that night, something happened. Um, oh, Mark, thank you so much, buddy. I greatly appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Um, Something happened. As we were walking out to the ledge, we were probably about a mile and a half in, and the ledge is like 2 miles, 2.5 miles in. And it was very strange. I have a spotlight that's like 200,000 lumens. I mean, this thing is like, it can light up an airfield. It's so bright. And I'm shining it, and even with it on high power, all of a sudden it looked as if everything just got darker, and the battery power was fine, the light power was fine, but it was like everything got darker. Like the darkness collapsed around us. It was so strange. We couldn't see further. We could see, at first we could see really far with the spotlight, and then all of a sudden it was like it shortened our distance that we could see, which was strange. We were like, what the hell? And then I started seeing and hearing things on the sides of us in the woods. Um, then I got these overwhelming feelings of anger, and then sadness, then sickness. I was like feeling sick, getting sick. Um, I had this like urge to hurt people, including Mike. I felt at one point like somebody had their hands around my throat. Um, I was having these weird flashes of like not visions, but I don't. It's so hard to explain. But so anyway, I told Mike, I said, we got to go. We have to go now. We didn't even make it to the ledge. We turned around and we left. Now we were a mile and a half in, 2 miles in, so we had a long way to go to get out. And the whole way out didn't feel good. And it was just this overwhelming feeling of darkness and negativity. And we get to the Jeep, and I passed out cold, completely passed out. He woke me up. We got back to the hotel. I don't remember anything. Now it was hot, it was humid, but this was different. And like you try to explain it to people and they just kind of write it off. So I get home from this trip, and mind you, me and Mike ended up getting into a big argument there. That I think it was the next day, which we've never argued ever. Like I'm a very mellow guy. Like it's just not me. Rev, what's up, man? Henry, what's going on? Welcome. Especially with Mike, like I don't argue, but we got into this argument, and then we leave, and when we left on the ride home, it was like everything was okay. It felt different. But then I get home, and everything goes like haywire, like everything. Again, just like the worst things that could possibly happen happened. Lose a debit card, don't have access to my money, don't have access to my business online, don't have access to my accounts at all. Can't get a new one for 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. All these other things happen, health issues. Then stuff starts happening at the house. One day I'm home downstairs in the basement in the studio area here, and I hear this really loud bang upstairs. I run upstairs. There's this giant clock. It's a metal skeleton clock, and it hangs on the wall in the living room. It's 32 inches around. Okay. It's on a nail that's about an inch to like an inch long, an inch and a quarter long. That's on like a 45-degree. What's up, JD? Thank you, brother. Appreciate you being here, man. It's on like a 45-degree angle slanted upward. This whole clock somehow walked its way off of this nail and fell onto the floor. How that happens, I have no idea. So I put the clock back up, come back downstairs. I'm downstairs. I'm hearing all these weird tapping noises. It sounds like nails on aluminum, like metal, like scratching, tapping, weird noises. I'm like walking around trying to find it. Can't find this wherever this is coming from. I'd walk around, uh, and like it would just stop. And then I'd come back, and then it would start. I would go back over there, it would stop. I'd come back, it would start. In my head, I'm going, all right, it's mice. Knowing there's no way it's mice. If you just, there's no way, I promise you. But I'm telling myself it's mice. At night, I'd go to sleep. I'd wake up having terrible nightmares. Um, Started seeing things at the corner of my eye. A couple days later, there's a car seat that sits on a shelf on the other side of the basement. The shelves are 3 shelves tall, and they are from front to back, probably 2.5 feet, right from the front to the back of the shelf. The seat is against the back, leaning up against the wall. Somehow that seat walked itself all the way forward 2.5 feet off of those shelves and fell on the floor. How that happens, I don't know. Bunch of clothes on hangers took themselves off of the pole that the hangers are on, hanger and all, fell on the floor. How that happens, I don't know. So all of these things are happening and more. Um, and I was losing it. Like I was having a really hard time. I was getting to the point where um I was severely depressed. I was even having suicidal thoughts. Not that like I was planning anything, but I was having these thoughts like, if this keeps up, I don't know if I can handle anymore. Um, I contacted a priest. I contacted a friend who's, um, uh, a very, very good Christian man. I talked to Joe and Jesse. This was an ongoing thing for a while, and it wreaked havoc on my life. I mean, it really wreaked havoc. It was like every time I turned around, something bad was happening. Flat tire, broken this. What it was just, it was bad. It was really bad, and it took a lot of work and effort and time before any of it started to slow down. Um, I always knew that these things were possible, but I guess there was just this thought that like it won't happen to me, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? And like not, and I did, and I always had like you go out in the woods and you go to these places that are haunted and they're creepy and they're scary and you get freaked out but I never really truthfully thought that this would happen, and then it happened, and it changes everything. I mean, it literally changes everything. Um, my thoughts on all of this just got so different after all that happened. Um, I will probably never go back to Freetown. I can tell you that right now. Um, that place is not good. It is evil and nasty. And I felt it every time I'd gone there. I never felt good there. I always felt very uneasy. I always felt very sad. Um, but this was just over the top, weird, crazy, scary. So I don't know if I'll ever go back there. Um, I will be very careful as to where I do my investigations from now on. Um, Probably not doing much as far as paranormal stuff goes. I'm going to be picking and choosing, and then, if I do it, who I do it with, uh, that kind of thing. So that was what kind of went on during that time period. It really was like months and months and months of this. It was not fun. It was not fun. I got sick multiple times, like really sick, like things. It just was bad, man. It was really bad. Um, but I'm okay. Um, I'll tell you this: for many, many years, I didn't really have much faith in anything, and I'm not saying I'm a religious zealot at all, but it definitely brought me closer to my higher power for sure. There is something to be said for the power of the name Jesus Christ when you speak it to this stuff. I don't know what it is, and you can figure it out your own way, but I'm telling you right now, it hears that name and it does something. So I don't know. But yeah, I always knew that I was I could be a target because of my past, right? The fact that I'm an addict in recovery, I suffer from depression, PTSD, probably a small amount of TBI from all the concussions and fighting and all that. So um, I'm a perfect target for this stuff. Plus, I'm an empath, you know. Uh, but it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. But I'm glad to be back. I'm happy to be back. And there looks to be some change, a lot of change. Well, actually, there's been a lot of changes. I don't know. Well, I have hair, by the way. I don't know if you see this. I'm actually playing with it right now. I have hair, long hair. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Uh, there are changes coming. For me, for the channel, I'm not going to tell you all of them yet, but they are coming. It will be awesome. I promise that. Get a haircut, hippie. I did go against my instincts, Walter. I did. I should have never done that. But these are the things that you do, you do these things because you want to because I love this stuff, right? I want answers. Tim, what's up, bro? Welcome. Long Island, what's going on? Long-haired dismisser? What's up? You do these things because you love the stuff. You want answers. You get excitement. Fresh, my boy. What's going on, buddy? You want answers, and I like to create, and I want to create things for you guys. And in order to do that, you have to go out and put yourself in these places, right? Maybe not that place. Brown Dwarf, what's up, dude? I and in doing so, I went against my better judgment, and said, for the betterment of the channel, for the sake of creating, I'm gonna just push it and go against what I feel. And I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done it. And so, but we're here, we're good, we're here. It didn't give me any false sense of invincibility. It did the opposite. So it did not, the fact that I was able to get this negative attachment and then be okay. For some people, that would make them say, I'm good. You're absolutely in good company, bro. Welcome. Thank you so much. I'm glad to hear that you're also in recovery. It's an everyday process, brother. So for some people, that would have made them go, I beat it. I'm good. I'll never be scared to do this again. No, what it did for me was it made me go whoa, all right. I don't know if I want to test those waters too often. Right. And so, like I said, I'll be very particular about where I go and what I do. I'll still investigate things from the computer. I'll still talk to the people that I know that I can get information from on certain things. Benny boy, what's up, man? But I won't be pushing myself to go into those places. I'm going out to my old research places to go look for the big guys. I'll still do that. I've never had anything too terrible happen with them, except for the one bluff charge thing, which may not even have been them. Could have been a bear. I don't know. It was enough to scare the crap out of me that day. So I haven't had anything terrible happen with them. But I just had to step back and take time to reevaluate stuff. Somebody might be wearing him like a cheap suit. Yeah, look who's talking. Look who's talking. We talk about pushing the envelope. You guys are the king and queen of pushing the envelope, Mr. and Mrs. Hellbent Holler. And we love you for it. We do. So let's get to it, right? Carry holy water with you. Yeah, I didn't have holy water. I did pray. I did bless myself before I went in. But I didn't bring, I didn't bring any of my normal religious things that I bring or the crystals for protection because and now you can all take it out on Joe because Joe said, don't bring that stuff with you. If you bring this stuff with you, this stuff won't interact with you. So I said, leave it at home. Joe says, leave it at home, leave it at home. So it's Joe's fault. It's all Joe's fault. Blame it on Hellbent Holler, damn it. Hey, Missouri broad. Yes, that's right. Envelopes were meant to be pushed to a degree. I'll still push them to that degree. I'm not going to push them too far, though. It's all Joe's fault anyway. So anyway, let's get to it. What the hell is going on with all these UFO sightings? Let's talk about it, please. You guys, I want to hear your thoughts. It's very confusing because they're that's right, Fresh. I'm a survivor, dude. I've survived a lot. I'm hard to kill, man. It's gonna be a hard thing to keep me down. It's very confusing because you have the possibility of Project Bluebeam, where they could just be projecting things into the sky as a fake alien invasion to somehow control the masses, right? All of a sudden they're like, oh, aliens are coming. Oh, guess what? They have diseases. Oh, here's some new vaccines. Take these vaccines, lock down, and then what? Right? But as I was talking to Joe again, one thing that he said was there are a lot of people that in order for that to happen, you would need a lot of everybody to kind of be on the same page as far as the world leaders and government goes. And we don't have that. We have a lot of fighting amongst these people. They don't get along. And if they did, then they probably would have done this a long time ago. I am starting to think that this is not a coincidence, that it's all because of Putin threatening the nukes. For many decades now, these things have had a high interest in our nuclear programs. They've been over nuclear missile silos and shut them off, taken them off, offline, as a way to probably tell us to chill the F out. You guys are going to destroy yourselves. What their investment in us is, I don't know. But it's strange that Putin threatens this, and then all of a sudden they're everywhere, right? I mean, everywhere. They're Capitol Hill, Colorado, Nevada. They were seen over the Bridgewater Triangle, funny enough, 2 nights ago. And military choppers did 5 flyovers near our shop today. See, this is something I'm talking about. It's just weird. Hold on, let me see something here. I know the guy from the Pentagon that was giving interviews and talking about him. He looked really scared. Oh, really? Jeez. Yeah, it's freaky shit, man. We're going to be fighting aliens in the ruins of our cities by Christmas, like Will Smith. Welcome to Earth. You posted the vid? Oh, you did post the vid. I saw it, actually. That's right. I saw it, Browndorf. Historically, it seems like these things increased during or before war, increased sightings before Ukraine invasion. I hope things are not about to ramp up. I'm pretty sure they're already ramping up. I know when they were giving a news conference from the Pentagon, the guy that was talking about them looked really scared. The capital of the airport in the UK. We're in Colorado. I'm here and haven't heard anything, but I'm clueless on that. There's a video that I saw on Reddit, in the UFO thread on Reddit, that a lady posted, where she was taking a video and she said, "This is Jupiter, and this is I don't know what. This is Jupiter, and this is I don't know what. This is Jupiter. This is a." And then she shines back. She goes, "Wait a minute, where'd Jupiter go?" And then Jupiter's gone. She goes, "Well, I thought that was Jupiter. It had been out for the last 4 days. It's gone. It just disappeared." And then she shines back to this other thing, and she's like, "What is this?" And it's like the light change. It's moving all weird, and so yep, in Colorado, I forget exactly where, but they were there. A lot of sightings. That Mike, what's going on, buddy? A lot of sightings that I ran. Lucci says makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. I'd be fighting demon aliens in his hellbent holler T at least. Good man. I would too if Joe would send me one. We all know something without being formally briefed, kind of thing. Same old, same old. I'm making light of this, but I'm hearing some crazy stuff from people who are in the positions to know. Yeah, it's sounding really good. Here, Ben's got this link here to Enigma Labs. This place, this site lists all kinds of UFO sightings, videos, reports. So if you guys want to look, go check that out. I also suggest going to the UFO Reddit thread. There's a lot of stuff on there. Let's talk about this blue orb that was seen at the airport in UK that was hovering above the ground, and they couldn't do anything to it. What the hell is that? We had the exact same thing in the central Missouri Ozarks eastern sky. It was bright like a planet, then it would move. We saw it a lot last summer. Me and Mike have talked about this terrestrial theory. I think they here's my thought. I think they probably have a place here, but I don't think they're from here. I think they're here and stay here, but I don't think they're necessarily from here. That's my thought. Like they're probably underwater, hiding out in their place wherever they are, but I don't think they're from here. What is everyone's thoughts on that? But what is that blue orb, man? That is the strangest thing I've ever seen. That and then there was a Joe told me this too. There was a piece of audio that they call it where one of the pilots, I think it was a U.S. Air Force pilot, Joe, is that what it was? Where the guy said, "These aren't drones, these are UAPs." They tried to say that he was saying they're UAVs, but why would he say that? Because UAVs and drones are basically the same thing. Georgianne, did I say that right? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Part of the Nephilim chain. It's just disconcerting, man. It's really scary. You know, I mean, if these things are, if these things have this technology that none of our anti-drone technology. Oh, good, I did say it perfect. Awesome. If none of our anti-drone technology can do anything to them, then obviously their technology is pretty gosh darn good. That's right. He did. This is somebody else. Don't believe him. They could do whatever they want to us, and we could do nothing about it. So if they really wanted to hurt us, they would have done it by now, I think. They have some interest in us. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it doesn't seem to be malicious. I think ghost cryptids and aliens are interdimensional and could even be the same thing, evolving spirit form to somewhat physical form, with the final form being what we refer to as aliens. Very possible. Also a great theory. Government was also saying that if any of them crash, do not touch them. I just know a few people need to be probed. Yeah, sounds like a fun Friday night for me. Send them over. No guarantee life from other planets follow the same blueprint. Hard to shoot a hologram. Yeah, they want your biscuits. An intelligent life form that knows nukes are bad. Bingo. That's what I think. Now listen, cold alien indifference is it. Like with cows, must be freshened. They have known about them, they just can't control it. I don't know, I guess we'll see. Did you guys see that thing that, what was that guy's name? The guy who invented the web bot back in 1997, and then there was that prediction in 2009 that, December 3rd, there would be, they could be here for dog Oreo cookies. Like, if they knew what they tasted like, they would be here for them. So shut your mouth, you muppet. Uh, in 2009, it predicted that December 3rd, 2024, there would be a battle in the sky with UFOs and military, with military battling UFOs and even UFOs battling other UFOs. And the triggering point would be 39 days before Joe Rogan interviewing Donald Trump. Did you guys see this? Did you see this? It's very possible also, Henry. It's very possible. Maybe they're here to seed their planet with us so that we could do their work for them. I got some blue orb UFO pics from a friend who lives in Roosevelt, Utah. The town is near Skinwalker Ranch. She sent them November 14th. Sent you an email just now to Hellbent. There's a thing I heard which means nothing, but apparently you can't just set a nuclear bomb off without certain parameters met. Yeah, that's true. Well, here's the thing. The plans are already in place that if any other country was to fire a nuke at us, our instant reaction is to fire many of them back. So if one nuke gets fired, it's the end of the world. That's it. There's nothing is going to be left, because if Russia fires one, I think the number we fire back at Russia is somewhere around 200. If it's North Korea, it's 80. It depends on the size of the country. That this is all written already. If we fire 200 nuclear missiles at Russia, they're going to send more back the second they learn that they're in the air. It's over. It's over. Everything's done. So if this guy is for real, if he fires one, this planet is kaput. We are no more. We are no more. How are we in 2024 and we are an advanced civilization, right? And we're still doing shit like this to destroy ourselves. How is that possible? Have we not learned from the past? I don't get it. I feel like we're getting dumber. Well, they set off an atomic bomb and what's it called? I'm pretty sure those people believe in it. Create Space Force, man. These aren't extraterrestrials. These entities have always been here. It's possible also. Might not have the biology to feel hate, but like mere presence may be deadly to. Yeah, that's possible. Do you guys ever see the Warren prediction, maybe the only universal constant, peace may between species anywhere. It's also possible that actual drone war scenarios against extraterrestrials we lost every time, but we're able to regain by guerrilla fighting. Really? No, I agree. I agree with that. Um, Joe. No, and I know that, Fresh. I'm just saying. My point is that we have weapons that are not just fear weapons. They're nasty, nasty weapons. Um, I agree with that, Joe. That being human constructs, a lot of this stuff that we talk about and think are just human ideas and constructs. Period. We don't know that there's any other intelligent civilization out there, or being that has any ideas like we have. It could be completely far the other way from what we think and feel. Um, I think, at least I hope that they have some feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because if they are just um, a cold, soulless alien, like a lot of people say these grays are, like soulless, empty vessels, then that's severely dangerous in my eyes. Like really, really dangerous. So I'm hoping that maybe they have a vested interest in us, and maybe because they're an advanced race, they're looking out and saying, "Don't destroy your planet, idiots. Don't do it. We've seen what happens with this. We're going to help you." I'm hoping. Probably not the case, but I'm hoping. No, I know. I get it. I get it. It doesn't show empathy, but it also doesn't show violence. Agreed, Walter. I don't think the problem is I don't Putin. I don't think is a bluffer. I think Putin is one of those people who doesn't give a shit if he was to destroy everything and he knew it. He would know it going into it, and he would do it and go, "I don't care. Do you want to test me? This is what you get." I just feel like that's who he is. Split up into units all throughout the United States to fight them because we weren't able to beat them from the air. Yeah, what is their interest? I don't know, Ben. I guess that's the big question. Natural order is violent. That's very true also. Buffers for these things. What kind of buffers? I don't think we have anything that can buffer them. You talking about the aliens, or are you talking about like nukes? I know we cannot shoot a nuke out of the sky once it's in motion. Putin is to be worried about. We're concerned about Zelensky having nukes. U.S. might give them to him. I think you very underestimate who Putin is. I mean, look what he's doing to the Ukrainians. And again, I don't agree with us giving the Ukrainians money and all that shit, but I also don't agree with what Putin's doing to them. Social contract. They can reduplicate humans, but they can't reduplicate the soul. There you go. Yeah, the soul cannot be reduplicated. It just can't be. It's the thing that separates us from everything else, I believe. Well, not everything else, because I do believe that animals here have souls. I know they do. My interaction with them tells me that they absolutely do. But I think it's what separates the a lot of things, a lot of us and animals from the other shit. We might be livestock on a soul farm. Yeah, we might be. We absolutely might be. I don't know. He's not that smart because he was trying to push back against NATO and keep people from joining. And what did he do? He ended up pushing people into joining NATO. So he ain't that smart. Asking about the Lucifer scope that the Vatican has on top of the Mount Graham. Oh, yeah, that's pretty creepy. That's pretty crazy thing. The Lucifer scope. Yeah. My dang phone just glitched. LOL. Maybe it's the aliens messing with it. Just saying. But a lot of these things that the greater phenomenon isn't good. It would have revealed itself publicly to humanity if it was. NATO needs to go, in my opinion. Well, I don't want to get into political shit, but the yeah, that's the scary thought, huh? I mean, that's the really scary thought. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, the Lucifer scope. So we're all over the place. Travis, I was like, it's gonna be their version of a giant stonemason is gonna be the person to probe you. To have the most calloused hands in the world and fingers like sausages. That would be my luck too. Those thoughts have similar consequences in the destruction of humans and physical and spiritual endgames. What thoughts? Way of the Sploot, what's up? Lots of air traffic in the sky tonight. Yes, there is. It's all over the world. Um, we're all over the place, but let's talk really quickly about the Lucifer scope because um our friend, excuse me, our friend brought up the Lucifer scope. It's a large binocular telescope near infrared spectroscopic utility with camera and integral field unit, extragalactic, blah 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 blah. Hold on. I mean, it depends who you talk to. Some people say it was never the name of it. Um, but again, you know, you never. Who can you believe, right? Who can you believe? I don't know who to believe anymore. Bigfoot and more. What's up, man? The soul farm theory. I mean, a lot of this um, has like could have major consequences for a lot of things. No, um, do you know what I'm saying? Man, you guys are great tonight. Pyromedic, what's up? Oh, no, don't want that. What's up, Pyromedic? We have 2 pyros in the chat tonight. Just don't burn me down. Don't burn my live down. It's my first one in a long time. Thank you, Benny. Love you, buddy. Very large phalanges. Bigfoot and Dogman and paranormal is all connected. Just open YouTube and there you were. There I is. Yes, it's been a while. It's been a while. it's really nerve-wracking, man. I live 7 minutes from a nuclear power plant. I live 10 minutes from a naval base. I live 8 minutes from the place that that has the contracts for all the nuclear submarines for the United States military. I live 10 minutes from a U.S. Army airport and a U.S. Army National Guard camp. And I also live right on the water, which obviously the water and the ocean has been a big, m- to do with these things. I've seen at minimum, and this is not like this is for sure 100%. These things were not planes, they were not helicopters. I've seen for sure at least three of these things in my life, probably more like five. I'm I'm tempted to go outside tonight and look just because of the things that I have around me, that they would potentially be um, interested in. But it just makes me really, really nervous. Um, Even Joe said it the other night that he was for the first time really nervous about going out into the mountains, um, because of the shit. So, um, it just, it's when there's so many questions. Uh, it's one thing when it's like, you have places that are haunted, you have Bigfoot activity, you have dog activity, whatever. That's one thing. When you're talking about this kind of scale of UFO activity at air bases and military installations and this, and then we can't do shit about it. There was some over the North Carolina uh, nuclear missiles site the other night. This is just very, very, very nerve wracking. Still no storage for used up rotten. Yeah, absolutely. Because I like the probing comment. Um, hey, Julie, how are you? Well, that was the thing about the. You can hear the clicking? Really? That loud? I'm sorry. That was the thing about the admitting of the UAPs and aliens and alien technology anyway is that should have been one of the biggest stories of the century. And it was like they admitted it, and the next day it was, whatever, no big deal. To me, that was kind of like, what? Why is this not a bigger deal? Um, Training ops or late night operations involving Black Hawk helicopters. No, um, I did see, well, because the Navy base is mostly the submariners, right? That's what these guys are. Thank you, Julie. Good to see you too. Not a lot of um, I don't think there's like SEALs and stuff that are stationed out here or anything. The National Guard Air Base, I have seen a few helicopter exercises. Also, the Coast Guard base is here too. Like right, that's 3 minutes from me. Um, so I haven't seen a lot of uptick yet, but um, I'm if this stuff is continuing, I pretty much guarantee that I will, that these things that I'll start seeing it. I did see a couple helicopters today, just two flying, next to each other. Nothing crazy, but they were up there. So we'll see. Lights captured over the nuclear, just like were filmed at Brown Mountain. Trains that once UAPs see them, they move like crazy. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's intelligence in these things. People have interacted with them with lights, like flashing lights at them. They'll flash lights back. It's all very strange stuff, man. It's all very strange. That's why I don't know what to think about it all. There's so many theories out there, and there's so many people who claim to have, knowledge of what it is. And sadly, I think the only way that we're going to find out is with time, which is shitty because, then you just have to sit and wait and hope that nothing really bad happens. Joe interacted with them with light. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Some kind of intelligence in them for sure. What that intelligence is, I don't know. I'll tell you this. What people are going to think. I told this story before, and I know people probably go, "Oh, bullshit! You were on drugs." No, I wasn't. I was in rehab. Difference. I was sober. There were 20 of us out in the field. We were the rehab that I went to was on this old campground out in like rural Connecticut, like farmland. Right? It was 65 acres, like beautiful place. We went outside at night. It was like a spring summer night. We were out in the field smoking cigarettes and just talking because when you're getting sober, all you do is drink coffee and smoke cigarettes. So we were out there all smoking cigarettes and talking with two of the security guards who were also police officers by day. All of a sudden, we see this thing in the sky. It's this like perfect circle. It was high, not super high, but it looked to be the size of like maybe a car, or a truck, something, but it was changing color rapidly. Blue, amber, red, green, pink, yellow, white, doing this, and it looked like it was made of plasma. It was the weirdest thing. It looked like it was like it was just strange. We watched this for like 5 to 7 minutes. All of a sudden, in one shot, I mean, like in a second, this thing darted across the sky and was miles away. We could see it still. So we're watching it, and it's out over like another farm field way off in the distance. Hovers there for a while. Then it shoots back over towards us. And it does this like 3 or 4 times in the course of like 10 or 12 minutes. This had one of the police officers so rattled that he like ran inside and called the local police department and reported this. And they said that they had no less than 60 calls that night about this thing. No one had any idea what the hell it was. Okay. Watching that thing, I wasn't nervous. I was just like, oh my God, this is crazy. What is this? Watching the white sphere of light that I videoed last year, the year before, I posted it on the channel. It's a short video. It's like 1 minute and 40 seconds long or something. That one, again, I didn't feel like nervous or anything about that. The thing that I saw when I was 19 years old, driving around, smoking a joint with a friend of mine, we went down by the water. We went to go take this turn, and as you take this turn, the road is literally along the water. The sound, Long Island Sound. You could see out over the marsh into the sound. And it was a nice, perfectly clear night, big, bright, full moon. And we saw this thing in the sky, this craft that was like I don't know, like a triangle shape, kind of. We think it was hard to tell exactly. It looked like it had 3 sides. Crazy lights on this thing. When we saw that, I felt terrified. And so did she, and we burned ass out of there. I mean, this thing was not high, and it was massive. I mean, massive, whatever this was. And we weren't the only ones to see this. There was reports I think in the paper the next day about people seeing it. And of course, after 2 or 3 days, the first reports were nobody knew what it was. After 2 or 3 days, they changed to, "Oh, it was a blimp," or so this was not a blimp. I promise you that. So, my point is that of the few that I've seen that I know were not our stuff, 2 of them I didn't feel anything bad. One of them I felt very scared of. I don't know if that's just a coincidence or if it's like, if it really was something to be fearful of. But you hear about people who've been abducted. Thank you, Sploot. Appreciate you for being here. That this is the cabal's last stand to get a one world government. Um, it's so it's possible. It's possible. The news nation of a police video of the orb just come out. Yeah. News nation of a police video. That was in Connecticut. That is that the video you're talking about, News Nation? The cop? It was in Connecticut. It was here. That was at the other end of the state. It was in Fairfield County. I have that video on the phone right now. Yes, and it was just like that thing because I watched that video. It was just like that thing. Like exactly like that. When my mother sent me that video and I sent her a message saying, "That's crazy because that is exactly like what we saw that night." And there were like at least 20 of us witnesses there. The cops came and took statements from the 2 security guards and then like listened to us. I don't think they actually took like statements from us, but they listened to a bunch of us tell what we saw. Crazy. Um yeah, it was nuts. It was we watched that one when we were there. It was in Lebanon, Connecticut. We watched that thing for like 12, 15 minutes maybe. I mean, it was just crazy. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Um but this has been, here's where here's where I worry that it's just a government thing that they're trying to do to mess with us. It's funny how all of a sudden, after not admitting that anything about aliens, and then all of a sudden they all come out and they say, "Oh, yep, aliens are real. We have programs. Here's people who are going to tell you about them. We're going to have meetings about them now. We're going to let you know all about it." Now they admit it. All of a sudden, this shit starts ramping up, right? What's up, Shade? What's going on, man? Thank you for being here. Um, we're going to tell you all about it. We're going to admit it. Then this stuff starts ramping up, right? Now all of a sudden they go, oh my God, see, look, here they are. Here they are. We need to fear them. They carry diseases. They're dangerous to us. That's what I was saying earlier. They're coming to Earth and they're invading. Lockdowns. We need to lock down. So they lock us down again, just like they did with COVID. Or, oops, I should have said that. Like they did with the bug. Then they go, oh, they bring disease. We've got new vaccines. You need to take these or you're going to die from what they're bringing here. And they give you this vaccine, and that vaccine does what to you? I don't know. But all about control, probably. Possibly. Why not? I don't trust my government. Do you? Do you trust the elites of the world? I think most of the people who run this world are psychopaths. I'm just saying. Is one to fight one enemy. But would we be who would we really be fighting? I think it would be all of the elites just getting all of the peasants under control. And then by giving us these vaccines to keep us safe or whatever, they're putting something else in us that's making us sick and, whatever. I don't know. It just seems too coincidental that all of a sudden, after all these years, they just go, oh, yeah, right. Let us tell you all about the aliens. They're real. Let us tell you about it. Right? We're going to have people tell you about it. We're going to have meetings about it. We're going to admit it all now. And then now all of a sudden there's all this, they're visiting all over the place. Right? I'm just saying, I don't know, and I'm not saying that this is what it is, but it's just strange. It's just all of it's very strange. It's one or the other. Either it's something they're doing or it's something they're not. And either way, it's not good, I don't think. That's the problem. I don't think either option is good. Either option sucks, right? We're pretty much in a place where either of these options doesn't seem like it's going to be good. So tuck your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye. Is pretty much what it's looking like. I mean, I don't know. I don't trust these things. I don't. Again, I feel like if they wanted to harm us, they could have. But at the same time, like Joe said, maybe maybe it's just cold alien indifference. And then at the right moment, they just wipe it all out. Who knows? Well, maybe they're not coming out of another galaxy. Maybe they're here. Maybe they've been here. Right. Agreed. Either here or interdimensional. And so we talk about this with the Bigfoot theory, right? About Bigfoot being interdimensional. And I'm not saying that's what I believe, but I'm saying if it's possible, and it could be possible, could be absolutely possible. You know, it we've got a lot of figuring out to do. That's all I'm saying. They're probably after me for breeding purposes. Been here a long time. Tristan Yolton. Oh, Tristan, I literally was just watching your episode on Salish Sasquatch. I still cannot get over your recordings, man. I can't. I think, to me, they are some of the most amazing audio recordings of possible Bigfoot sounds ever. Incredible. If you guys have not heard Kaiju Ninja is Tristan. If you've not heard his recordings that he got at Bumping Lake, please go listen. He was on the show like a year ago or so. So you can find him on the channel if you go back through all the videos. Or Salish, I don't know how to pronounce it. Salish, Salish, Sasquatch on YouTube. Recently did an episode with him, and featured all of the recordings, and it really truly is like, besides the Sierra sounds, I've never heard anything quite like it in my life. They're incredible, incredible. And that's not it. He got fingerprints in peanut butter. And there's a video that was taken from like what do they call it? What was that camera? It's not a trail camera. There's another term for it. Of something moving through the woods that is very strange. That we featured on the show. So if you haven't watched, please go watch. It's really, I mean, I literally had him on the show. Plot Watcher, that's what it is. Had him on the show. I've watched my own episode to listen to those things like a couple times, and I just watched his episode on Salish like twice in the last week. It's crazy. I'm interdimensional. I smoke DMT. You absolutely are interdimensional if you smoke DMT, my friend. You've definitely seen aliens if you smoke DMT. Oh, it was really my pleasure, buddy. Really my pleasure. It's still just so intriguing, that humming, it's so weird. It's so weird. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. I just think that the options are limited on what this could be, and I'm not very confident in any of them. Okay. Um, that's all. That's how I feel. Um, I was curious to see what you guys felt, and I think everyone's kind of got their own thoughts on it all. I hope it all kind of works out good. Um, but I don't know. I will, if things get crazy and continue to stay crazy, then I'll pop on and do quick lives just to, give you any updates that I might get from the people that I get my info from. If you guys get any info, please let me know. And then moving forward, a lot of things are going to change. I'm changing the intro to the show, probably the music. That's probably all going to change, just because I think it's time to do a revamping of everything. I'm even thinking about changing the name of the channel. But we'll see about that. I'm going to start going back to the research areas that I was going to and doing my lives from on the weekends, right? Patchogue. And I'm going back. Tristan is asking this right now. I was just going to say it. I'm going back to the property, the old man's property. I bolted out of there after that bluff charge thing happened. And again, my graphics person is awesome, by the way. Her name's Hope. I left there after that bluff charge. I'm not saying it was a Bigfoot. I don't know. It could have been a bear. I'm not sure. But I've never been bluff charged by anything, so it freaked me out. And we had weird shit happen there. So I just made me go. I was by myself. I'm like, I'm out of here. Plus, I also had that weird, like, I felt like dizzy, and it was just strange. It was a strange day. So I just got out of there. But I'm going back. If anything, this paranormal attachment that I had made me feel safer about the Bigfoot stuff, which is probably crazy, but I definitely feel safer about it. So I'm going back. I may actually go out this Sunday. I'm going to try to keep it to the weekends so more people can tune into the lives, because I'm going to do the lives like I always did. I did leave audio out there, and I caught some actually really interesting stuff. So if there's a video from last year, if you go back, I'll try to relist it in, like, move it up in the list, because I don't think a lot of people got to hear it. I don't know why, but if you go back and look, there's a video where it says like audio review or whatever. I had left the recorder out there when I found the prints, and went back and got it, and you hear two somethings walking in, sound bipedal, sticks breaking, and I'm talking very loud, like loud. If I was walking in there, when you heard me walking, you hear little sticks snap. I'm talking like branches like snapping. You hear a grunt. You hear a deep breath. Something messes with the recorder, picks it up, and then drops it. Some other weird shit. And then later on, you hear these three, I think it was three like screams off in the distance. And that was at like 2:48 in the morning. And the time difference between when these things walked into where the recorder was, and I put that recorder in a stump, a dead stump, and put leaves all on top of it. So how something found it and there was no teeth marks on it. It was just picked up. You could hear it touch something touching it. And then when I went back and got it, it was on the ground 2 feet from the stump. So weird. With footprints, with tracks, two different trackways, different sizes. I mean, that place was weird, dude. It was really weird. So we're going back there. I would love for you to do analysis, man. I would love for you to do analysis. That audio of the screams is strange. It's strange, dude. I put it through the spectrogram or whatever, spectrograph, what do you call it? I couldn't find any matches. I mean, I'm not a pro at that though, so but it was strange. So I'm going back there. I may go back. I may be out there this Sunday actually. So just keep your notifications on. I'd love for you guys to, tune in. I like doing the lives out in the field in those places because for a couple reasons. Number one, it's nice to have people go with you because I'm always by myself. I don't have anyone to do these investigations with. And then number two, because it's raw. If nothing happens, nothing happens, right? If something does happen, then you're there to see it live. There's no cuts, there's no edits, there's no nothing. Like you see it all happening as it's happening. The first time I found a print, it was live. When I found those 2 trackways, it was live. I left that recorder out there, went back and got it on a live, and then scanned through it quickly and heard a couple weird things on the live, and then did a full run through the next night of the recorder on a live, right? So, Hell Hollow Road. Yes. Hell Hollow Road is one of my favorite roads. I will be going down there. When me and Mike were there, we heard a very strange wood knock. And we were there doing a paranormal thing. It wasn't even a Bigfoot thing. It was more of a paranormal investigation. But we heard a strange wood knock coming from behind us in an area where I heard wood knocks before with my buddy Brandon. Multiple wood knocks. But we heard this wood knock and it sounded like a stick hitting a tree, breaking and hitting the ground. It was really strange. And then we caught that fox screaming, and then what was maybe an EVP. It was weird. It was weird. Yeah, so I'm also gonna go to Breakneck Hill Road, but I'm only gonna do that during the day. That road that we just had those terrible feelings go. Oh, the footfalls too, yeah. Yeah, that was weird. 2 possible EVPs. The footfalls freaked me out because it was all of a sudden it was just there. Like you didn't hear anything coming in at all. Like no, I feel like if a deer was walking towards us, you would have heard it walking, like from wherever. And it was like, no, it was just all of a sudden it was there on top of us. It was just strange. I don't know. It could just be me getting like, excited and ahead of myself, but it was weird. It was a weird night. Yeah, that was a weird night. So anyway, that's what's going to happen, at least for now. The show like this, the discussions, I'll still be doing interviews. I'm just going to be trying to find different people to do interviews with. Tristan, I will send you the link to the video as soon as I hop off here. I'm hopping off here in 2 minutes. I'll send it to you through Messenger, buddy. Because I don't remember exactly what they're called, but I'll find them and send them to you. With the show, I'm not sure if I'm going to do this every week or every other week, but we'll see. Dewey will be back doing this with me. Send some prayers to Dewey. He just had his elbow operated on. He's in some pain. He had tore tendon, nasty shit. Excuse me. Nasty shit. It does suck not having a partner to go with me. So if any of you guys are in the area and you want to go, please come. You're more than welcome. Hope doesn't watch movies, Pyro. She doesn't watch movies. She's never seen Rocky, Jaws, The Goonies, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Gremlins. Need I go on? Never saw Paul. I mean, come on. She doesn't watch movies. Anyhow, that's for another night. Yeah, thoughts and prayers to the Deuster. But he'll be back on the show. And yeah, so that's that. Guys, I can't thank you enough, honestly, truly, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for sticking with me, even through the downtime. Means a lot, a real lot. And I'm happy to be back. I'm happy things are getting back to normal and, was able to shake all that crap off. And I can't wait to continue doing this with you guys. So if you have any ideas or thoughts or whatever on things that you want me to do or people you'd like to see on the show, please tell me, send them to me, message me on Facebook. Don't send them to my email because I'll never see them. I just don't check my emails, man. I get so many, I don't check them. So send them to me on Facebook Messenger. Let me get out of here. I love you guys. Please stay safe. If you're going to get probed, tell them to use lube first. All right. I'll see you on the next one. Piece of chicken grease. I'm out.